What is happening, out of the park baseball fans? Hello and welcome to the latest episode of GnR Run the Mets. I am Rich and I'm here with my good friend and the baseball genius himself, Mr. Gus Ramsey. Gus, how are you, sir?
I'm very well, Rich, and hello to everybody out there excited for another Friday night baseball.
And when we last spoke, and hello everybody out there tonight, what's going on? Max Fire, Malin, Schultz. It's good to see everybody out here tonight on a Friday night. When we last spoke to you,
Yeah,
it was late in the eighth inning of the last game of a, up to that moment, very successful West Coast road trip, and then Gus, just the internet went kaput.
yeah. So this is like a suspended game. We're gonna pick it up now. 2 weeks ago, I said before this stretch of games with the Giants and Padres, we had 14 games with them. If we could go 10-4, that would be real good. This game is going to be kind of pivotal, I think, in seeing if we can do that. We're, if I remember correctly, 5-1 with this one with a chance to get to 6-1, and I believe we're up 2-1 in the eighth or ninth.
You're exactly right. You have all of that exactly right. It's amazing. Yes, it is 2-1 Mets in San Diego in the top of the eighth. So that is the situation. So it is as we speak. It is Sunday, June 28th. It's the last day. It's the getaway day of a 7-game road trip where the Mets are trying to go 6-1. And the internet is not kaput right now, Gus. So you know what we're going to do? I think we're just going to jump right into where we left off, right?
Yeah, it's interesting. I'm looking at the page that you have up under Who's Hot to see Stroman, Syndergaard, and Matz all listed is very encouraging. Interesting to see that the Brooklyn Cyclones are no, not the Cyclones. The St. Lucie Mets are 51-22. So promising future 3 years from now for the
Indeed.
Mets. And
Indeed.
then I've gone to the Pete Alonso backdrop tonight here on Zoom for the purposes of trying to bring some good karma to him because as you see, he's in the who's not 9 for 70 with no home runs. So we need to get him going.
Wow. Indeed. Indeed. So it is 2-1 Mets in the eighth. We're just going right there.
Well,
Here we go.
I think they had just gotten the leadoff man on.
Yeah, let's take a look and see exactly where we are.
And maybe Betances is in the game.
Yep. So Stroman is on the mound.
Oh, Betances is warming up. Okay.
Yep. Betances is warming up. Will Myers is at first with speed. There's nobody out.
All right.
Tommy Pham at the plate and Marcus Stroman pitching. 102 pitches in for Stroman.
Yeah, but Betances is a little cold still, so we're gonna hold the runner and double play depth because I
We
don't
got,
think Tommy
we
Pham's
got
gonna.
corners in, so we're going from corners in to double play depth.
Yeah, if Tommy Pham wants to bunt, I'm okay with that. I'll
Okay.
take the.
And we're holding the runner. All right. 1-2 count. Strikes him out. Huge out for Stroman. Huge out. Now there's one out. Will Myers still on first. Greg Garcia at the plate.
Uh, he's not gonna bunt, so let's go double play depth there as well and hold the runner and probably Stroman's last batter.
And this is a full count and it's down the line, but the
Turn it.
third baseman is right there, and there's the double play. Gus Ramsey.
Look at Mr. Stroman,
That
still
is
hot.
fantastic. Marcus Stroman with a tremendous 8 innings of 5 hits and 1 run ball, and all of a sudden here we are, top of the ninth, 2-1 Mets. You got Smith, Nito, and the pitcher slot, and you've got Craig Stammen pitching.
Let's jump into the bullpen. I don't know where we are with Lugo and his freshness or not. Oh, everybody's fresh. And he's on fire, so he's going to warm up. We can sit Betances down. I'm not going to jinx Lugo by rattling off the stats that I saw under the Who's Hot section. Talk about that after the fact.
All right.
And let's see if we can get a little bonus run here. Stamina in there. I'll try to give Dom the spot start to give Alonso the day off. So background's not going to help much right now.
1-2 to Smith, and that is an opposite field hit. He's the leadoff runner in the top of the ninth.
Like to see that. Nito is getting the start in this one as well. Let's try to drop down a bunt with Tomas. He's a double play candidate, so maybe we can move the runner up.
Something weird just happened. It was a pop up. It was a
Popped
pop
up.
up. Okay.
He's not a great bunter, but I was afraid of the double play. All right, so now we're going to bat for Stroman.
A
And
lot of options.
yeah, we're going to go to Mr. Alonso here. Give him a shot. A pinch hitting role. Probably going to see some fastballs from Stanman. Maybe he can find the bleachers for us.
All right. 1-2, and his knot continues. He strikes out. 2
All
away
right.
for Rosario.
Ahmed will swing away.
1-1 to Rosario, and that is a slow roller picked up by the pitcher over to first, and there he goes. So now it is the bottom of the ninth. Can Lugo close it out? I mean, you're bringing Lugo in straight up, right?
Bringing in Lugo, and it's the meat of their order, I believe.
It is exactly that. Tatis, Machado, and Grisham. So Lugo, he's got his work cut out for him.
We'll see how odd he is. Outfield is deep. We're guarding the lines. I'm good with all of that. Let's go.
All right, here we go. 1-1. And that is a base hit to lead off the ninth.
All right, little drama. We got to go double play depth for Machado, and the outfield can stay deep, and we want to hold the runners.
All right. Double play depth, holding the runner. The runner goes, and he gets in easily. No throw from Nito.
All right, now let's go to guard the lines and pitch away.
1-2 to Machado. And that is hit well to left field. Don't tell me it's a walk-off home run for Machado.
Wow.
Ooh, that is a tough end to what still is a successful 5-2 road trip.
Yeah, and I was going to point out Lugo's numbers. He hadn't given up a run in like 16 innings or something. Oh well, that's baseball, Susan. I mean, it's you're gonna pinch hit for Stroman. You're gonna bring in Lugo every single time.
Yep,
and it is what it is.
that is exactly right.
Theoretically, could have walked Machado, but that'd be putting the winning run on base and all that. So, oh well, 2 runs and 11 hits. That's the story of the game for the Mets. You got to
That's
score
exactly
more
right.
than 11, but we'll take the 5-2. Now, if we can put up a 5-2 homestand, we'll get my 10-4, and that'll be that.
All right. So let's go ahead and. How do I get back to normal here for some reason?
Okay, schedule maybe.
Schedule. This is, why does this say paused right here? I don't want to do that.
Yeah, it hasn't registered. You need to find a way to finish the game.
Right.
Is there a way to
Finish today. See if we can, if that'll take care of that. Okay, there we go. That was weird, but that's okay. So now it is Monday, June 29th. Want to take a look and see what's going on here, Gus, before we head home for a yeah, we got 3 against the Giants and 3 against the Padres.
4 with the Padres.
We have 4 with the Padres?
Yeah, it was a 7-7, I think.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that
They're Friday through Monday.
Yeah, that's weird. I guess that's a long 4th of July 4-day baseball extravaganza.
Yeah, better than last year when they didn't even play on the 4th of July.
Hmm.
So, yeah, let's go to the home screen there and see. Probably about a half game out now, I think.
We are 1 game behind the Braves.
And the Phillies are lingering, and the Nats and Marlins are not as much. Comfortable leading the wild card for sure, but we got our sights on the Braves.
That's right.
We don't have any injuries to speak of, and if I remember, I sent Matt Adams down, right, for Dom?
I believe so.
He's on our rosters. AAA Syracuse.
Yep, Adams is in Syracuse.
Down there. How's Jimenez doing down there in AAA at shortstop? He's on the uptick.
He's hitting 198.
Oh, well.
and
It
a
doesn't get
0.1 WAR for the year so far. So
all right.
not good so far for the youngster.
All right. Just curious. Guy to keep an eye on. Jed Lowry right now, our backup shortstop.
Right.
All right. Well, here we go. We got the Giants coming to town. They always get a good turnout at Citi Field with a lot of leftover New York Giant fans still lingering, and a lot of regular Giants fans in the New York area.
That's right. All right. So what do you want to do? We got what's the goal here tonight? Is the goal to get to the Yankees game
Yeah,
on
that's
July 7th?
sure. That'd be a fun way to start next week, and then we can do Yankees and Marlins to get to the All Star break. So let's play two of these games tonight.
All
Here
right.
in the homestand.
So we've got DeGrom versus Triggs is the first game of the series. What do you think about that one?
Um, we've done a good DeGrom game lately. Did we do DeGrom last week? I feel like maybe we did.
We did. I think we did. I think one of those West Coast games we had DeGrom, right? Was it that
Yeah,
the opener where we got the lead and lost it with DeGrom?
yeah, I think you're right. So we'll sim DeGrom.
Okay. You want to tinker with the lineups at all?
Uh, not familiar with Mr. Triggs. Nimmo McNeil. Let's go Rosario 2, McNeil 3. Fordo. Put JD Davis in left for Cespedes. And then switch Alonso and Davis.
All right.
And yeah, I'm just looking at trying to figure out why I'm hitting Robbie Cano sixth. I'm trying to not have a bunch of lefties in a row. So yeah, I'll leave it like that.
All right. Let's go see what happens. Yes, we're going to simulate the game, and the Mets lose 5-3 by giving up 3 runs in the ninth.
But hopefully that wasn't Lugo again. Probably.
It was Lugo again.
Wow.
His
Well,
ERA skyrockets after 2 consecutive disastrous blown saves to a 1.95. Wow, DeGrom struck out 14.
can't do much better than that, and they let it get away. So that's 2 tough ones in a row. Looks like Mike Yastrzemski hit a home run off of DeGrom, and then looks like Billy Hamilton with a big triple there in the ninth.
With 2 on and 1 out.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Lugo's been as good as anybody in baseball so far. No, 2 tough ones in a row. So that'll make Edwin Diaz maybe a little more palatable going forward.
Mm.
JD Davis with a homer. Alonso looks like he had a 2 RBI double. All right. Well, so it's 2 in a row.
All right. Finished today. Cost us a. We got some player development numbers here, real quick. And nothing I think that we need to concern ourselves with. So hold on a second. Let's head back to the home screen. Did that cost? Yeah, it cost us a half a game. So we're now 1.5 behind the Braves, heading into a game against Jeff Samardzija, and we have Syndergaard ready to go.
We're going to play this one with Mr. Syndergaard.
All right, let's do it. Here we go.
And now instead of 6-1 or 7-1, suddenly we're 5-3 in these Giants Padres games.
It can turn quickly, can't it? My goodness gracious.
Even the other loss was the one where Nimmo got thrown out at home by Billy Hamilton 380 feet from home plate. So
yeah,
the 3 losses have been difficult to swallow here. All right, so it's Samardzija.
By the way, so I want to read the headline. Lugo, Mets closer blows back-to-back saves as Mets throw away certain victory versus Giants. So
How about Seth hangs a Lugo? All right, I want to put JD back in left for Cespedes. That's going to be kind of a theme here tonight, I think.
All right.
I'm going to hit Cano 3.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit McNeil 1. I'm gonna hit. We'll leave. I'm gonna get some. I'm gonna go lefty heavy here. Let's go Alonso 4, Conforto 5, JD, Ahmed, Wilson. Yeah, that's good.
All right, here we go. Let's go win ourselves a ball game, Gus.
Yes, sir.
So it's Billy Hamilton to start. Want to do anything with the defense?
Yeah, corners in for Hamilton.
All right.
I'll keep him off base. The Syndergaard can't hold me on first, so.
82 degrees and sunny, wind blowing in at 14 miles an hour. It's an 0-2 count from Syndergaard to Hamilton. He strikes him out.
Noah's going to have more than 10 strikeouts in this game, just so you know.
Okay. Weak shift right for Belt.
I'm good with that.
2-2 to Belt. And that is a ground ball right into that shift. 2 up, 2 down. And Longoria with the defense straight up.
All good.
2-2 to Longoria, the longtime Ray. And he strikes out. So a fantastic opening salvo from Thor. Here's McNeil in the leadoff spot today.
Smarja, not a great year. 5-6. High ERA. High whip.
Fourth in the league in batting is McNeil, who was leading the league early on in the season. He grounds out. That's 1 away. Here's Nimmo. 1-2 to the speedy center field, and that's ripped for a base hit, and he's on first with 1 away. Lots of speed, or good, well, not lots, but some good stealing abilities here with Nimmo.
We're just going to swing away with Robbie.
All right. Cano gets a 1-0 pitch. Cano continuing his stellar season, although this looks like it's going to be, well, it's a fielder's choice. So Nimmo's at second with 2 away, and Alonso trying desperately to break out of the power freeze.
Here we go, Mr. Polar Bear.
2-0 count. That's the count. That's the hit. That's the home run. There it is. That's, oh, man. Finally, 426 feet. There he is. Oh, man, did he need that.
Just needed that travel day to get back from LA, and basically he had 2 days off sitting the last game, and then he had that 2 RBI hit yesterday. Homer here. Coming around.
Love it. Love it. Here's Conforto. He's got 20 home runs this year, and he's got a base hit. So he's at first. Still 2 away for J.D. Davis. J.D. at 311 and 1032. A sneaky, really good year so far. And he hits it really high in the air to straightaway center field, and that will be the 3rd out of the inning. But the Mets get 2.
Good start. Good start.
All right, so you got Yastrzemski.
Pitching away.
He grounds it over to 3rd. That'll be 1 away. Here's Slater. 1-0 to him. That is grounded to 3rd. That'll be an easy play. 2 away. And Dubon. He swings at the first pitch. He bunts it. That's going to be a tough play. Picked up. And the play is made. Well done. 2 consecutive scoreless, hitless innings.
And this is where a bad broadcaster would say, and Jeff McNeil ties Major League record with 3 assists in an inning.
Only a bad announcer would say that.
Yes.
All right, here's Rosario.
I'm at up to 223.
Yeah, which again means he must be hitting 315 in the last 6 weeks.
Speedy Billy Hamilton with a great
Billy Hamilton making a great play out there in center field for 1 first out. Here's Ramos. He works a full count. He strikes out. Yes, I got my supply of Diet Coke refilled, but it's not Diet Cherry Coke. It's just Diet Coke. I cannot find Diet Cherry Coke anywhere. It's a disaster. All right, here's Syndergaard, with 2 outs.
He's got 4 hits on the year.
And he gets to a full count, and he hits it. Hits it pretty well. It's a high fly ball to right field. Syndergaard has a major league at bat there.
We'll tell everybody the wind blowing in took a homer away there.
All right, so here's Posey, Solano, and Samardzija.
Sounds like a 1-2-3 inning.
0-2 to Posey. And that is a strikeout. That is his third strikeout. Yes, that is Noah's third strikeout. Here's Solano. And he hits it to right field, and that's going to fall in for the first hit of the game for the Giants. He's at first with one away.
Corners are in. Hold the runner, and we're all good.
All right. Expecting a bunt from the pitcher. They don't get it, and instead it's punched into right field for a hit.
Samardzija, a good athlete.
He is a very good athlete. Very good college football player. He was a receiver, right?
Yeah, Notre Dame.
Right.
All right, let's go double play depth and hope somehow Billy hits one right at somebody.
Double play depth, you said?
Yeah.
All right, double play depth. 2-2 count to Hamilton, and that is ground right to second, over to first, second for one, and over to first, and he gets him.
That's double up Billy Hamilton.
It's tough to do, and they do it. So no runs, 2 hits through 3 for the Giants, and here is the top of the order for the Mets. McNeil on a 1-2 pitch hits it to straightaway center field, 1 away. Here's Nimmo. He's got a 3-0 count, and he walks, so he's at first with 1 away.
That our OBP over 400 this year, so.
Doing anything here with Cano?
No, we're going to swing away.
All right, Cano's got a 1-1 count, and that is a base hit to left field. So now first and second, 1 away, and Mets got something cooking.
By the way, Billy Hamilton has hit into 18 double plays in his career, so not all of them coming. All right, here's Big Pete. Got some ducks on the pond for him.
And it's a full count to Alonso. And he walks. The bases are loaded with 1 out. Big spot here. The Mets need to get at least one run out of this thing at a minimum.
Mr. Conforto here. I like Mr. Conforto. Good matchup here.
0-1 pitch, and he hits it well enough into left field. Actually, I don't know if that will score the runner. It is not well enough into left field. I misjudged it. That is not going to do what it needed to do, and all of a sudden there's 2 away, and it's going to take a Walker hit. He's got an 0-1 count. Davis hits it well, and that's going to clear the bases, I think. That is going to be an extra base hit for J.D. Davis. It won't clear the bases. Yes, it does. One way or the other, the third runner is in. A 3-run double for J.D. Davis. Getting the at-bats from manager Gus Ramsey, making Ramsey look smart. Wow.
Yeah, big 2-out hit, picking up his teammates.
And that is it for Samardzija. Oaks is in the game. And Rosario at the plate. He's got a 1-0 count. And he rips a base hit. His hit parade continues. That will not score the runner as it's hit too sharply, but Rosario's at first. First and third, 2 outs for Wilson Ramos. He's got a 0-1 count. And he gets a base hit. Another run will score. That will be 6-0. That's a huge 2-out rally. My goodness.
Love it.
4 runs with 2 outs. Syndergaard at the plate. And he rips a base hit. They cannot be stopped. The runner will score. And it is 7-0. Mets. Syndergaard with the RBI. Getting a lot of razz from the dugout is Syndergaard right now. A lot of chirping going on about that. Here's McNeil. He's got an 0-1 count. And that is a slow roller picked up by the pitcher. The play is made. The Mets put 5 on the board. It's 7-0 Mets. Syndergaard is cruising in the 4th.
Love it.
Love it indeed. So Syndergaard deals. And that the first pitch is a fly out to right field, 1 away. Here's Longoria. Longoria hits it to left field and deep left field, and that's a home run. Wow. I looked away for a second. I looked up, and it was out. Wow. That is quite a shot. That was 420 feet from Longoria. So the Giants are on the board. Yastrzemski at the plate. He's got a 1-2 count. That's what you like to see. You like to see Syndergaard bounce back with the strikeout. That's strikeout number 4. And here is Slater. He's got a 2-2 count. And that is a slow roller. Syndergaard picks it up. The play is made. And 1 run for the Giants. It's 7-1 Mets in the bottom of the 4th.
Most importantly, just Syndergaard throwing strikes there with the big lead. Longoria swung at the first pitch, so he was looking for the dead red fastball and got it. But that's okay. Just don't want to put guys on base.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is a leadoff hit. That is a leadoff hit for Nimmo. He's at first with no one out. And Cano's, all 3 times Cano's been up, Nimmo's been on base.
Yeah, I'm going to go hit and run this time.
All right, we're going hit and run. 0-1 count. He's on the move. He swings and misses, but Nimmo slides into second. That'll count as a stolen base.
Good enough.
He's at second with 2 strikes and nobody out. 1-2 to Cano, and that's a base hit. Is Nimmo going to score? He is. Oh, do we want him? The ball is shallow.
This is revenge of Nimmo against Billy Hamilton. We are sending him.
And
what revenge? Oh my God, his arm is not that good.
He's got a 45 arm and he threw him out by 25 feet.
I mean, at least that ball was shallow. I'll give him that.
It's okay. That's all right. That's all right. Okay. Alonso's at the plate.
All right. Well, look, I'll take it back somewhat. Billy Hamilton has 1, 2, 3 seasons where he's got at least double-digit assists. So maybe he throws a little bit better than I think he does.
All right. So here's Alonso.
He could have himself a day here.
He's walked and homered so far today. 1 out, man on second. He's swinging at the first pitch and he hits it well. But that is going to be caught in right field. A runner does advance from second and third with 2 outs. For Conforto.
He's got a hit. Everybody's got a hit so far, I think.
I think so. Conforto gets it through the shift, gets an RBI. It's 8-1 Mets. They get the 1 run right back. Conforto, that's his 50th RBI of the year. RBI number 50 for Conforto.
Nice season. Leads the team, I believe. No, McNeil still does.
Here's J.D. Davis. He's got a 1-strike pitch, and he grounds it sharply to short. Over to second for the play, and that's it. 8-1 Mets. Top 5. Syndergaard has thrown 40 pitches. Gotta love that.
Yeah, this guy tried to bunt last time. Let's see if he does. No, won't be bunting this time.
He walks this time.
All right. Well, I said last time, just not putting guys on. So let's go double play depth here for Buster.
All right. Are we holding him?
Sure.
1-0 count to Posey, and that is grounded right at the double play depth position. Second baseman, double play.
Good pitch in Noah.
Here is Solano. He's swinging at the first pitch, and he hits a pop-up to shallow left field, and it's going to be another scoreless inning. 8-1 Mets, bottom 5. Rosario, Ramos, and Syndergaard.
Ahmed's got a hit today.
He's swinging at the first pitch, and that is hit deep into the right field corner. That's going to be a double. Rosario's at second with a leadoff double.
He's got 2 hits and was robbed of a third by Hamilton.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Ramos has a hit today.
Ramos swinging on the 0-1 count. The Mets are just teeing off on the Giants. That's a base hit. That's going to score Rosario. Wilson Ramos with the RBI. It's 9-1 Mets. It's a rout.
If an Oaks falls in the forest and no one's there to see it, does it fall? This Trevor Oaks has fallen.
Trevor Oaks, 8 hits, 3 earned runs, and 1 1/3. The Giants, and this is it's the second game of the road trip. The Giants are leaving him out there to just get robbed. He strikes out Syndergaard for the first out of the inning.
We're hopefully keeping the closer position off the market today.
Yeah, good point. That's a double play, though. So it's 9-1 Mets, top 6. Syndergaard only at 49 pitches here
Oh,
Starting.
Buddy Wilmer pinch hitting here.
Yep. Love the guy. And he swings at the first pitch, and that is grounded for a base hit. So he leads off the inning. He's at first.
Double play depth. I'm not going to hold Wilmer though.
Okay. 2-2 to Hamilton. And that is a base hit to left field. So you got first and second and nobody out here.
Okay. I'm going to play the defense the way it is. Just go ahead and pitch.
All right. It's now 2-2 to Belt, and that is strikeout number 5 for Syndergaard. Good. That's what you want to see right there. And here's Longoria. He's got that solo home run today.
We'll go double play depth for him.
And he's swinging at the first pitch. That's grounded over to short. They'll go fielder's choice. 2 outs now, second and third, and Yastrzemski at the plate.
We're pitching away.
2-1 to Yastrzemski, and that is a ground ball over to short. Rosario picks it up and makes the play. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run for Syndergaard so far. Here's Nimmo, and the new pitcher is Drew Smiley. And that is a high fly ball to left center field. Play is made. 1 away.
It's time they've gotten him out today.
That's right. Here's Robbie Cano. He have the .357 batting average. He's got an 0-1 pitch. That is grounded over to second. 2 away. And here's Alonso, who is 1 for 2 with a homer and a walk. 1-2 count to the polar bear, and that is hit pretty well, pretty far, pretty deep. It is gone. No, it's not. I thought it was. My bad. I thought it was gone. It was not. Terrible call by me. Terrible call, Gus Ramsey, by me.
Charlie Steiner, he's done that a few times.
I thought it was out.
I thought it was way gone. I was already pointing at the picture behind me.
All right.
I'm gonna take Robbie out. Give Robbie a mini rest.
All right.
So let's put we'll give Jed Lowry a little playing time. Put Jed in there at second for Robbie.
All right. Syndergaard versus Slater. Full count. One of the few, if only, full counts, and that's a base hit. So he's at first with nobody out. 73 pitches for Syndergaard so far.
We'll play W.
1-0 count. That is grounded to third, over to first, fielder's choice. 1 away, man on second, Buster Posey at the plate.
Pitching away.
1-0 count to Posey, and that is hit to right field, but a diving play is made by Conforto. 2 away.
Well done, Michael.
Good job, Mr. Conforto, for Solano. Man on second, 2 out. Syndergaard deals. First pitch. That is a base hit to left field. The runner is going to attempt to score, and I think he's going to be safe, and he is. So it's 9-2. 2 outs, a man on first, and the pitcher, they're leaving Smiley in.
Are they out of the bench players? That's weird.
That is weird. And Smiley hits a fly ball to left field. And that'll be the 3rd out of the inning. So it's bottom of the 7th. Mets are up 9-2.
I don't think Noah's going to get the 10 strikeouts, but maybe he'll get 9 innings. Let's see.
All right, here's Conforto. He's swinging at the first pitch. And that is hit well to right field.
That gone?
That is gone.
Oh,
that is a no-doubter. 418 feet for Conforto. 10-2 Mets. Good day for Conforto, 3 for 4.
Good to see the home run off the lefty for him, too.
Here's J.D. Davis. He's got a 2-2 count. And that's a strikeout. Here's Rosario. 0-2 to him. And that is a base hit, so he continues to be red hot at the plate. He's up to 230 now.
3 hits today.
Here's Ramos with 1 out, man on first, 1-2 count. He strikes out. Syndergaard is now up. We're keeping him in, right?
Yeah, what's he only had 70 some odd pitches?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I'm just making sure. 2-2 count to Syndergaard, and that is strike three. All right, so Syndergaard trots out for the top of the eighth. He is at 79 pitches. Plenty of gas in the tank. Billy Hamilton is up.
Corners in and outfield is shallow. Yeah, that's okay.
All right. Hamilton gets to a full count, and he grounds it over to first. He tosses it to Syndergaard, one away. Here's Belt. Full count to Belt. Syndergaard is definitely working harder now. And that is a strikeout. That is strikeout number 6 for Syndergaard. Here's Longoria. He's up with nobody on and 2 outs. Longoria gets an 0-1 pitch. Grounds it slowly to short. The ball is picked up, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Syndergaard.
Like it.
All right, here's McNeil. He gets a line out to short. Just lead off the inning. Here's Nimmo. He's got a 1-2 pitch. He strikes out. Here is Lowry getting his first at bat in a bit. He's got a 1-2 count. And he strikes out. So here we go. Top 9. Syndergaard is going for the complete game. He's at 95 pitches.
Yeah, just in case, let's warm up. Oh, I'm throwing 115. So let's warm up Barack.
All right. Here is Yastrzemski. 0-2 to Yastrzemski. That is strikeout number 7.
Let's see if Noah can finish up strong.
Here's Slater. He's got a 3-0 count, and he's on first with 1 away.
Double play depth?
We holding Slater?
No.
All right. 1-2 count to Dubon, and that is a ground ball over to second. There's 1, and that's all they'll get. So now 2 outs, man on first for Posey. Syndergaard at 106 pitches.
Pitching away.
It is 0-2 to Posey, and that is strikeout number 7. The Mets win 10-2. What a game, Gus. That was quite an offensive barrage. We needed that.
That was everything the doctor ordered.
Yep.
Alonso homer. That's coming alive a bit, and the starting pitcher gives the bullpen a day off.
7-5 now with a 3.52 ERA. All right, so that brings us to today. Where are we? We want to be right here. That brings us to today, and the Mets are now just a half game out of first place. And we have the rubber match of the game. The rubber match of the series, and it is going to be Porcello versus Gaussman.
All right. We'll send this one.
Want to just jump in?
Yeah, let me look at the lineups.
Right.
Yeah, once you get there.
Yep.
Because JD's going to get another start for Yoenis.
All right.
And we're going to go McNeil 1, Nimmo 2, Cano 3, Alonso 4, Conforto 5. JD, Ahmed, Wilson. Yeah, I'm good with all of that. Let's see what the good news is. The bullpen's rested.
Yeah.
In case Porcello falters.
All right, let's go ahead and simulate the game. Can the Mets take 2 out of 3 and maybe even move into first place? The answer to the first question is yes, they can, winning 5-4. 5-4. So, who had the RBIs? So, Rosario with 3 RBIs. 2 for 3, 3 RBIs, up to 234. Conforto with another RBI. McNeil with the homer and Rosario with the homer. Conforto with some 2-out RBIs. Looks like off of a single. The Mets win 5-4. Well, let's look at the pitching situation. Porcello gets the win. 107 pitches, Gus. And then Diaz with a scoreless eighth, and then Lugo bouncing back nicely, a scoreless ninth for his 20th save. That's how you write it up, right? That's if you were going to draw it up, that's how you do it.
Starting pitcher gives you 7, and you jump into the pen. More balanced offense. It's all good.
Good. Very good. All right, so let's see if the second part of that question, can we be in first place? Well, we're tied for first place. Let's finish the day. And let's see where we are. We are tied for first place, Gus. Well done.
Rays must have had the day off. And it's starting to become a little bit of a 2-team race there.
Yep. Sorry, I'll go back to the standings.
You're
home
okay.
screen here.
5-game lead on the Phillies now.
And yet the Phillies are the number one wild card too. Excuse me, the second wild card. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, so now we got 4 with the. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, no. So 4 with the Pods here.
Yep.
We got
Matz, Stroman. We know we don't want to watch Steven. We don't want to manage Matz if we don't have to, right?
Yeah, although he's hot. Look
No,
at
he
him.
is hot. No, it's just he can be a little tough to.
Yeah, 1.69 ERA in his last 16 innings. We like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, we'll sim this one.
All right. Set the lineups here real quick.
Yeah, so they're pitching Chris Archer.
And Archer is so far. He must have just come back from injury. 0-2 with a 7.71 ERA. Oh wait, no. He was 3-5. He was traded from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
He was 3-5 with the 3.69. So he is 3-7 so far for the year.
All right. Well, JD's going to start again for Yoenis. And then the lineup will be the same as last game. So McNeil, Nimmo, Cano, Alonso, Conforto, Davis, Rosario, Wilson. And let's play baseball.
All right. Well, this is a sim, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I'm going to press the button.
We've got Puig leading off. Interesting. And Matt Kemp for this Padre lineup. Wow.
And the Mets win 3-2 with a 10th inning walk-off victory. Wow.
Beat Alonso in the bottom of the 10th.
Is that what it was?
Game-winning single.
Oh, a single. Okay, so Alonso, 1 for 3 with the RBI. And you had McNeil with the home run in the 3rd and Rosario with the home run in the 5th.
Back-to-back games where those two guys homered.
Yep. So Mats went 6 innings, gave up 2 earned, 100 pitches. Diaz with the scoreless 7th. Patanzas with 2 scoreless innings. And then Lugo picks up the win with the scoreless 10th.
Only 5 hits for the Mets, but 7 walks.
Man.
2 guys thrown out stealing, but
Alonso with an error.
yep. About a W.
All right. I like it. So now let's see if we are in first place by ourselves. We're a half game up now. I like it.
Click on the info tab because that's a couple of back-to-back one-run wins. So where are we now in the one-run games?
We're only 23-6.
1, 2, 3, and 6.
Unbelievable.
And that was an extra inning win. We're 8-1 and extra.
Wow.
Extra.
Only barely 500 on the road, 21-20. But look at that home record, a 7.02 winning percentage at home.
That's crazy.
And we're also playing above our projected Pythagorean as well by 5 whole games.
You can't really project Gus Ramsey's managerial skills.
That's an excellent point. Excellent point.
All right. Well, we'll keep it rolling here. Another W.
All right. So this next game is Stroman versus Davies.
Kyle Davies and his 85-mile-an-hour fastball. Stroman's red hot, so we'll play this one.
All right. Oh, sorry. Get the lineups right first.
So
You want McNeil lead off again?
I do, and I want Nimmo 2 again. I'm going to give Robbie a day off.
All right.
He's old. So put JD in Robbie's spot, but then switch McNeil and JD defensively.
All right.
I'm going to try to balance this one out a little bit more. So um, I'm actually going to go Rosario 2, Conforto 3, Pete 4, JD 5, Nimmo 6, Cespedes 7. We'll go with that.
Any thought of putting in
I'm
Nito
gonna,
for Ramos?
I'm gonna go one more game with the Buffalo here, and then we'll
All
go
right.
with that.
All right. So here we go. We're playing this one. Stroman versus Myers to lead off the game. You got a weak shift left on here.
The lineup is all over the place. Against the lefty, they threw out Puig and Matt Kemp, and now those guys are sitting down. Yeah, we're fine. He's a bit of a pull hitter, so it's all good.
All right. The Mets are 54 and 34, 20 games over 500, 75 degrees, wind blowing in from center at 12 miles an hour. And is Marcus Stroman on the mound, and he has got a 2-2 count to Myers. Ground ball to third. The play is made. J.D. Davis makes the play, going right after him. Here's Garcia.
If we can win 54 more games, we'll tie the 86 Mets.
That's right. I like the brown jerseys the Padres are wearing today. That's
Cool, yeah.
a ground ball out. 2 outs. Here's Tatis. The outfielder shifted left.
Sure.
Tatis is swinging at the first pitch. That is a ground ball down the line. That's going to probably be a double, and it is. That is a 2-out double for Tatis, and he's at second, 2 away.
He's trouble, that guy.
He is. Here is Machado.
Fire hand, Mr. Machado.
Full count. And that is a ground ball to second, and the play is made. So could have gone badly. It did not, and it's the Mets come up to bat for the first time today.
Zach Davies is also 3-7, like Mr. Archer was. ERA well above 5.
Full count to lead off for McNeil, and that is a ground ball over to third. The ball is picked up, 1 away. Here's Rosario.
Smoking hot.
1-2 count, and he connects with it. That is a fly ball to shallow center field, 2 outs. And Conforto at the plate. Conforto 262, 21, and 52. Excellent season so far. And that is a rip down the line. That's going to be a 2-out double for Conforto.
Both teams getting 2-out doubles in the first. Can the Mets cash theirs in with Mr. Alonso?
Here's Alonso, 215, 14, and 44. Be nice to see him get on a hot streak. It's 1-1, and that is a ground ball to second, and that'll end the inning. All right, 0-0. Top second. Here's Grisham, Hosmer, and Cordero.
All the lefties.
And that is a walk to Grisham. Double play depth. They have it at shift right.
Yeah, we'll stay in the shift. I'm okay with that.
All right. Hosmer hits right into that shift, and that is a double play. And now the shift is still to the right for Cordero.
I'm good with that as well.
All right, 1-2 to Cordero. And that is a ground ball right to Stroman. He picks it up and throws, and there it is. So the the Padres are retired in the second. Here's J.D. Davis, Nimmo, and Cespedes. J.D. grounds down to first. Play is made, 1 away. Here's Nimmo with a 1-2 count. That is grounded down to first, 2 outs.
Don't hit it to Hosmer. He's pretty good.
He is pretty good. And here is Cespedes. He's getting his first at bats in a while. He's got an 0-1 pitch, and he swings and pops it to straightaway center field. That is 3 outs. Top third, nothing, nothing. Here's Hedges, then Davies, and then Myers.
A lot of pull hitters on this Padres team.
Hedges grounds it to first. Toss to Stroman, 1 away. Here's Davies. 2-1 count to the pitcher who is swinging on the 2-1 count. That's a ground ball to second. 2 outs. And Myers. 0-2 to him. And that is a strikeout.
A couple guys not known for blazing fastballs, pitching very well so far.
Absolutely. Here's the Buffalo. And he gets a base hit to lead off the first. Excuse me. He's got a base hit to lead off the third. He's at first with nobody out and Stroman up. We're going to bunt.
Yeah, we'll bunt here.
The bunt is down, but it's popped up. So another pop-up bunt for the Mets. It's sort of plaguing us a little bit lately, Gus.
Indeed.
Here's McNeil. He's got an 0-1 pitch, and that is a ground ball over to first, throw to second, and it's a fielder's choice. 2 outs, man on first for Rosario. And he's got a 2-2 count, and he strikes out looking. All right, so here is Garcia versus Stroman to start off the fourth. 0-2 count to Garcia, and that's a strikeout. That is Stroman's second strikeout of the day. Here's Tatis. The outfield shifted to the left. It's a 2-0 count, and that is a ground ball to short, picked up by Rosario, 2 away. And here is Machado. Machado has a full count, and he walks. So Machado is at first with 2 outs for Grisham.
Hold the runner.
Holding the runner, 2-2 count. And that's a strikeout. Strikeout number 3 for Stroman, and he has pitched 4 scoreless innings so far, Gus.
I like what we see so far. Let's get some offense going.
Here's Conforto with a 1-0 count. That's a ground ball to second, 1 away. Here's Alonso. He works a full count from Davies, and that is hit to center field. And that is going to be the second out of the inning. And here's J.D. Davis with a 1-2 count. And that is a ground ball to the shift. Play is made. And it's 0-0 after 4. Top 5, Hosmer, Cordero, and Hedges.
Moving right along.
We got a shift right here with Hosmer.
Yep.
2-2 count to Hosmer. That is grounded into that shift, 1 away. Shift right, and the outfield shifted right for Cordero.
All good.
0-2 to Cordero. And that is a strikeout. Strikeout number 4 for Stroman. And here is Hedges. And Hedges grounds over to third, and another scoreless inning from Stroman. He's got 5 scoreless, 1 hit. But yet the Mets are also scoreless. Here's Nimmo, Cespedes, and Ramos.
Brandon here, high on base percentage. Should even get us started.
1-2 count, and that is going to get on base. That's going all the way to the wall. Nimmo's got a leadoff double. Just what you wanted.
There you go. It's a chance for Yo to get an RBI and start feeling good about himself.
Cespedes is up with man on second and nobody out. 0-2 count. He strikes out. An ugly at bat from Cespedes. Here's Ramos. He's got a 2-0 pitch, and he hits it to center, and that gets over the center fielder's head. He may be tired, but he's got himself his second hit of the day, and he drives in the first run of the game. He's at second with 1 away. It's 1-0 Mets. Great decision, Gus, to put the Buffalo in and not sit him.
A slightly tired Buffalo is still stronger than most mortal men. So,
are we bunting here, trying to move the runner to third with 2 outs? Just swinging away. Okay.
We're just swinging away.
2-0 count. And that is a base hit. Why would you bunt when the guy's going to get a base hit? Ramos will make it to third. He's at so it's first and third, 1 out for McNeil. It's going to need to be hit pretty far to drive in Ramos if it's going to be a fly ball. 1-0 count. And that is ripped down the line. Play is made at first. So now there's 2 outs for men at second and third, and Rosario at the plate. He's swinging at the first pitch. Oh, it's a balk. They balked in a run, Gus. They balked in a run.
About the only way you can get Ramos home from third other than a home run.
That is great. It is 2-0 Mets. A huge, huge mistake.
I'm going to do something stupid here, and I'm going to try the 2-out bunt hit with a runner on third.
All right.
See what happens.
So I'm just hitting the bunt, right?
Yeah, you are. They're playing back. See if we catch them off guard.
All right. And for some reason, the pitcher's not running. But anyway, he's out. So we gave it a shot. Didn't work out. It happens.
I'll take the 2 runs, though.
All right. 2-0 Mets. Top 6. Stroman, 72 pitches. Still going strong. And the pitcher is up. So Davis staying in the game. 2-1 count to the pitcher, and that's a ground ball. That's a base hit.
Mm.
So the pitcher's at first. Nobody out. Will Myers at the plate. Weak shift left on. Are we going double play depth or what?
Yeah, double play depth. All these ground balls we're getting. See if we can get one at somebody.
All right, here's Myers. Full count to him. And that is a walk. So Stroman's in trouble.
Yeah, let's go visit the mound. He threw 110-ish pitches his last time out. So let's get Mr. Seawald up.
All right, he's up. And now we're going to go visit the mound. All right.
It's double play depth here.
Double play depth. Nobody out. First and second. Garcia at the plate. 1-0 count. That is a fly ball to center field. And the play is made by the center fielder. The runner is attempting to advance to third and will be there. So a productive out.
Zach Davies running there. All right, this is a big spot right here with Tatis. Got to go double play depth and hold the runner.
And the ball gets away from Ramos.
Well, the pitcher tagging up and going to third there ends up being huge. All right, infield's normal. That's fine. Yep, let's pitch away.
3-0 count, and that is hit.
Whoa.
Well, that's going to score the run. That is a double. It is a tie game now. Man in second, and still only 1 away.
Let's go get him. Let's bring in Seawald.
All right, Seawald's in. Machado at the plate.
Pitching away.
1-2 to Machado. And that is a strikeout. 2 away. And here's Grisham, the tough lefty. 3-1 count. And that is popped up. And Ramos will make the play. Nope, Davis will make the play. And so the Padres tie it up. It's 2-2 in the 6th.
Seawald's been excellent so far. He had that Houdini act out on the West Coast last week.
Conforto lines out to first. 1 away.
Let's jump into the bullpen.
Oh, sorry. All right, we'll do that. Alonso pops out. There's 2 away. Sorry, we'll go to the bullpen now.
Get me Justin Wilson up.
All right, Justin Wilson is warming up. And here's Davis. He gets a full count. And that is hit to straightaway center field, and the play is made. 2-2, top 7. Seawald's still on the mound. Wilson is ready.
Yeah, let's bring in Wilson here.
All right, Wilson is in the game. Hosmer, Cordero, and Hedges. We got a shift right on here.
Yep, all good.
2-2 to Hosmer. And that is a ground ball base hit. Hosmer's at first with no one out. Cordero at the plate.
Hold the runner, and we're good. Not corners in. No, go double play depth. Hold the runner.
1-2 count, and that is a ground ball. That is a double play. Perfectly called.
All right, let's go in the bullpen real quick and get Familia up.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Here's Hedges. He gets a full count. And he grounds it to second. And that's the third out of the inning. So 2-2, heading to the bottom of the seventh. Nimmo, Cespedes, and Ramos.
Davey's still in there.
Nimmo with the 2-2 count. And that is a ground ball past the pitcher. Nimmo's going to beat it out. That's a leadoff infield single.
All right. Yo. They just brought in the pitcher. Pierce Johnson. Looks like it could be a high strikeout guy. I'm going to try to get Yo going here. We're going to hit and run here.
All right, hitting and running. And that is a ground ball to third. Diving play is made. And he's out. So Nimmo at least advances to second. So the go-ahead run at second with one away and Ramos at the plate. 1-1 to the Buffalo. And that is a base hit. That is a base hit. Nimmo will not try to score.
Why not? Billy Hamilton's not in left field for the Padres. All right. We're going to go to the bench here. And, God, you have to pinch hit Robbie Cano.
Yeah. All right, here's Cano. Nimmo at third. Ramos at first. 1 out. Tie game. 1-0 count to Cano. And that is granted. That's a base hit. Robbie Cano with a pinch hit, base hit. Go ahead, RBI. Gus, you did it again.
Oh, Robbie did it again. He's been amazing.
All right, so now, do you want to do anything in the bullpen? Is Familia our guy for the eighth?
No, he's our guy.
Okay.
For the eighth. For the moment.
All right, so here's McNeil. It's still plenty of room to do some damage here.
Yeah.
All right, he's swinging at the first pitch. And that is a sky-high ball to deep center field. The play is made. The runner will advance to third. First and third, 2 outs now.
Yeah, let me check the bullpen real quick. I forget who's fresh and who's not. So, yeah. Where's Lugo is kind of gassed. Diaz is kind of gassed. Tantis is kind of gassed. Yeah, I'm going to leave Familia there for now. All right.
All right, here's Rosario.
So that Ahmed can pick us up a insurance.
That would be nice. Rosario's got an 0-2 pitch. He likes swinging on those 0-2 counts, but he strikes out. All right, it's 3-2 Mets in the eighth. We got 6 outs to figure this out. So we're putting in Familia.
Yeah, hold on. Let me just look. Okay, you already put him in there. I was thinking about leaving Robbie in and taking McNeil out, but it's fine.
Wait,
so
we can...
The cat's out of the bag there. He can't go back. So it's all right. It's all good.
Oh, shoot.
No worries.
All right. Here's Familia versus Meja, the pinch hitter. They have him guarding the lines. Do you want that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. 0-1 count to the pinch hitter. And that is hit to right field. And the play will be made. 1 out.
This is probably the biggest spot that Familia's pitched in for me all season.
I can't think of another one for sure. All right, here's Myers. We have a weak shift left on right now.
Yep.
All right, there's an 0-1 count on Myers. And that is popped sky high.
Just hit an airplane flying into the...
My goodness, the play is made by Ramos. 2 outs. Here's Garcia.
Let's bring Corners in here with 2 outs. He's got 65 bunt for hit, so just to...
All right, Corners are in. 0-1 count. And that is hit to left field, and the play is made. A diving play is made. And that is a 1-2-3 inning for Familia. That is huge, Gus.
On about 5 pitches, which gives me some room to wiggle going into the ninth. But Let's
Six
warm up.
pitches.
Yeah, let's warm up Diaz.
All right.
And let's go get a couple runs.
All right. So you got Conforto, Alonso, and Davis up here. So here's Conforto. He's swinging on the 1-0 pitch. And that is a ground ball into the shift, one away. Here's Alonso. He's got a 1-2 count, and he strikes out. And here's Davis. He's got a 2-2 count, and he hits a fly ball to left center field, and the play will be made by the center fielder. So here we go. Bottom of the ninth. The Mets up by 1. And you've got the heart of the order in Tatis, Machado, and Grisham. We've seen this movie before, but is it the original or is it the sequel?
I'm going to leave Familia in there.
All right. Well, regarding the lines in the outfield is deep. What do you feel about that?
I'm good with that.
All right. Here's the pitch to Tatis. It's 2-2 to Tatis. And that is a pop-up behind third base. The play is made. 1 out. Here's Machado. What are we doing?
Real good. Pitch away.
Guarding the lines outfield deep?
Yeah, no doubles.
Okay, here's Machado. 1-1 pitch. And that is hit well to right field. But the play is made. 2 outs. Grisham at the plate. Guarding the lines outfield deep.
Yep.
Familia on the mound. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Grisham. And that is a base hit to center field. Grisham at first with 2 outs and Hosmer coming up.
Outfield deep and hold the runner.
Outfield deep. Now we have the shift right on.
Yep, I'm good with that.
We're holding the runner. It is a 2-2 count to Hosmer, and that is grounded down to Alonso. The play is made. The Mets win. The Mets win. Familia with a 2-inning save.
6-out save since the 2015 postseason, probably.
My goodness, Gus. That was some serious managing going on there. Well done. Well done.
Another 1-run win.
Another 1-run win.
Buffalo 3 for 3.
Thanks to the great, there's just no way to put it, the great Robbie Cano with a pinch hit go ahead RBI, hitting .352 with 41 RBI this season.
Yeah, and sneaky good performance by Paul Sewald in a big spot.
Yes.
And then Wilson getting out of a little bit of trouble in his inning. Strong bullpen work. Some quality pitching all the way around. 5 total hit spots. Like it.
Love it. All right. Whew. Good stuff. So where does that leave us? Right now we have 2 games left before the Yankee series. So we're gonna sim those 2 guys real quick. Let's just take a look. We're now even with the Braves and 7 up in the wild card. So boy, 55 and 34. All right, let's take a look at the schedule. We got 2 more with the Padres. Today it is DeGrom versus Lamet. So you want to jump in, set the lineups, and simulate that bad boy?
Let's go back to the schedule real quick.
Sure.
So we're 4-0 on this homestand and go back into June. We lost the first game here. So far, we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 and 3. So 9 and 3. So if we split these last 2, we'll get the 10 and 4 that I asked for 2 weeks ago.
That's exactly right. All right, well, let's find out what happens. What do you say?
Yeah. So Lamet, is he a lefty or a righty?
He is a righty.
He's a righty. He's having a good year.
Yeah, Lamet is currently 5-2 with a 4.08 ERA, 90 innings pitched, 31 walks, 115 strikeouts in 90 innings.
Big strikeout guy, and his whip was only like a little bit above a 1. So solid performer. All right. Let's.
Max Fire saying Familia coming through, unlike in 2015 against your Royals. Max Fire, there's no reason for that kind of
I
Mets.
would argue. I would argue that other than Game One, Familia pitched very well, and his defense let him down. And there was a couple numbers, and I was at the game where the ball went through Murphy's legs, so I'm not going to blame Familia for that.
Familia was heroic that whole season for the Mets.
Yeah. All
Heroic.
right, so I'm going to. As much as I was hoping Pete was going to get hot, he hasn't. Well, I'm not going to take him out. All right, let's see. So Nito's in there for sure. Um, let's put JD back in. You know what? Let's put Dom in left for Cespedes. Let's get Dom in outfield start. And we're going to go Nimmo, McNeil, Alonso. Move Cano up to 5. Ahmed to 6. Dom to 7. Nito to 8. Yeah, I'm good with that lineup. We'll try Pete in 3-hole. Hit him in front of Conforto, see if that helps.
All right. So we're going to sim this game and see what happens here real quick.
Jacobs, what's he, 7-5?
7-5, 3.47 ERA, 134 strikeouts, and 124 innings pitched. And the Mets win 6-1. Conforto 3 for 3 with 6. Count them 6 RBI. Conforto with his 22nd home run with 2 on. So he had a 3-run homer. My goodness.
So he drove in all 6.
And DeGrom throws 6 scoreless innings. Gets his 8th win. Waka gives up a run, and then Brock closes it out. The Mets jump all over Lamet. He doesn't get out of the 4th. They get 6 earned runs off of him.
111 pitches for Jake in 6 innings. So he didn't walk. He only walked 1. So ran a lot of full counts apparently.
Yeah.
Faced 4 batters. Got
hit a guy too.
Yeah. We'll take it. 8 wins for Jake for the All-Star.
Absolutely.
That's for him. That's a boondoggle.
Smith, by the way, goes 0 for 2 with 2 walks, so he got on base.
Yep, Ahmed 2 more hits, and Pete with 2 walks. So the team walked 7 times. So
I like that. All right. So the last game before we battle the Yankees, and by the way, let's take a look. Are we alone in first? Yes, we picked up a game. We're a game ahead of the Braves. 56-34. 56-34, and there's one more game to go for the stream tonight. So let's go set those lineups and see what happens.
Somebody named Mackenzie Gore is pitching for the Padres.
Mackenzie Gore, who is 4-1 with a 3.49 ERA.
And he's a lefty. Okay, so JD goes into the game for Nunez. And Cano goes into the game for Lowry. And we've got Conforto on the bench. And well, he just had a 6 RBI game. I guess I probably can't sit him down. Let's put Conforto in center for Nimmo at the top. And then lineup-wise, I'm going to go Ahmed. Where's Ahmed in the game?
Yep.
Yeah, he's Ahmed 1. McNeil 2. I'm going to hit JD 3rd in this game. He kills lefties. Alonso 4. Cano 5. Ramos, Cespedes. Move Conforto up in front of Cespedes. I don't like this balance at all. All right, I'm sorry about this. I'm going to start from scratch.
Let's go.
Let's go McNeil 1. Rosario 2. Let's go Cano 3. JD 4. Conforto 5. Alonso, Ramos, Cespedes. Switch Ramos and Cespedes.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I like that better. A little
All
more
right.
balanced. Mr. Syndergaard did very well against, was it the Padres last time, or was he against the?
Yes. I think it
No,
was the
he,
Padres.
no, it was the Giants.
You're
We
right. It
played
was the Giants.
against
All
yeah,
right. What's going to happen? Can the Mets sweep? Is it a sweep? I think it's a sweep.
yeah, it'll be a 4-game sweep.
A 5-4 win for the Mets.
Another 1-run win. 3 in the first off the.
Conforto, 3 for 4 with a homer and 2 singles.
Glad I kept him in there
Oh
against
my
the left.
God, he's got. Oh, he only had 1 RBI. Okay, so 7 RBI in 2 games and lots of hits.
Cespedes, did Cespedes hit a homer?
Cespedes drove in 2, and he did. He hit a 2-run homer in the second inning.
So,
Oh,
Synder-
Conforto did have a home run. Yeah.
yeah. So, Syndergaard got knocked around a little bit early and then settled down.
Syndergaard picks up the win. 7 innings, 4 earned runs, 7 strikeouts. Diaz with a scoreless 8th, and Lugo another scoreless 9th. So he, after having a disastrous start to the stream, Gus, he ends the stream on a high note.
Yeah.
Wow.
And Syndergaard walked twice as a batter.
He did.
0 for 4 for Robbie. Middle of the order did not perform well, but the bottom half picked it up.
Love it.
So
So
that's
that leaves us, we'll go ahead and finish today here. And that leaves us a solid 2 games clear. I'm going to hit file save here real quick. A solid 2 games clear of the Braves. Gus, we can't be stopped.
That's an 11-3 stretch over those 14 games, and 2 of those losses were the walk-off and then a top of the ninth disaster, 2 meltdowns by Lugo.
So it is July 7th, 2020, and our next game is against Garrett Cole,
Wow.
followed by a game against James Paxton. So we might have to play both of those games against the hated Yankees next week, Gus. That might it might be a 2-day stream next week.
Yeah. The Marlins are fading fast. Click on the Marlins real quick. They appear to have dropped, weren't they 42 and 42 when we started the stream?
Something like that. Yeah, let's
Click on their schedule.
yeah, they've lost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row, and 8, 9, 10 out of 11.
So they have fallen on hard times.
Indeed, they have.
We've got them coming up after the Yankees.
Very good.
So who are we going to have on the mound for the Yankees series?
Porcello and Matz.
Interesting. Well, Porcello's got a lot of experience facing him.
And he's been good this year. 8-4, 4.10 ERA.
Red Sox days, and Matt's. I don't mind a lefty pitching in Yankee Stadium. Those games are in Yankee Stadium, correct?
Those games.
Yes, I see at Yankees there.
Okay. Yep. At the Yankees.
Yankees and Marlins, and then the All-Star break. Well, we're going to have multiple players in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Is there All-Star voting somewhere that we can take a peek at?
There is. We can even fill out our ballot if we want to.
Oh, that could be a fun way to finish up the stream. It's still relatively early.
All right. Let's do it. We'll do the American League first and then the National League.
Okay. Oh, sure.
So we get 3 starting pitchers that we go to. Now, it's funny. We just did this the other day on the Big Rich Machine. This is not the easiest way to sort of look at things, but
Yeah.
sort of looking here at the tail end of all these, looking at the WARs, and I'm trying to find the.
Tyler Glasnow was 11-2 on your left-hand column, about halfway down.
All right.
So
Glass now, where is he?
just look
Actually,
for
no, they're alphabetical. So he's at 11-2 with a 3.52 ERA.
and a 1.16, but
Yeah.
so he gets a vote.
All right. So Glass now goes over there.
Um,
Let's see. Are there any super standouts? I'm looking for
Mike Montgomery is 9-1, but
Well, look at Hyunjin Ryu. He's 9-3 with a 3.38 ERA, a 105 WHIP.
There's some. Oh, Otani is 12-2 with a 124 whip.
Where is that?
A little further down the right hand side, when you get to the, you see some angels. There you go, underneath.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Well, 12-2 with the 3.55.
Let's be honest, we want to see Otani as a hitter and a pitcher in the All Star game. So
Of
we'll go.
course, I feel good about that.
Yeah.
Let's see. Heaney 9-5, 3.47, 1.10. Golito 7-3, 3.46. I don't see any. I don't see any like amazingly outstanding
Well,
performances.
Giolito's 7-3 with a whip just barely over one and 12.7 Ks per nine. So I'd vote for him. He's
All
on the
right,
right. Yeah, we'll give him a vote.
there we go. All right, to the relievers.
Man, start with your whoever your saves leader is.
So who is the saves leader? Chapman. He's got 27. Looks like Chapman is the saves leader.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
I
right.
mean, unless he's 0-6 and got an ERA.
Nah, he's 3-1, 1.67 ERA, 0.74 WHIP. Yeah, that's an easy one. Let's see. Any other obvious ones over here on the right hand
At the
side?
very top, Anderson looked to be having a good year there. 4-2 with a 0.96 whip, 21 saves.
That works.
And then a little further down, I saw somebody with a sub one whip, Rafael Montero, Texas. He's pretty good. Anybody else of note?
Yep, I
No.
think that 0.97 whip or a 1.0, well, 0.97 or a 1.04, right? So,
Um, T, former Met farmhand, pitched 47 innings. Montero's only pitched 22 innings.
we might have to go with him, right?
Yeah, we'll give it to old Yasmero Petit.
All right. Who's the catcher? Let's take a look. All right, this is a little easier to spot here. So, let's see. Looks like it might be Vasquez. 275, 15 home runs, 109 weighted runs created. Could be. You could think about Gary Sanchez, but he's only hitting 214.
Yeah, and he's a Yankee. I'm not voting for him.
Yeah, good point. It could
Uh,
be Castro.
is somebody after Vasquez on that list? Who took his
No,
role?
that's it.
Okay.
I think we'll go
Uh,
Vasquez, right?
yeah, we'll go Vasquez.
All right, let's take a look at our first baseman.
American League first base.
So you got some good choices here, but it looks like the best choices are either Nunez, who's at 286, 19 homers, 135 weighted runs created. You got Abreu, 314, 16 homers, 144 weighted runs created. Then you got He-Man Choi, who's at 350 batting average, 9 homers and 160 weighted runs created. I think that 350 batting average might have to do it. It's hard to hit 350.
Yeah, I just want to make sure he wasn't like a part-time player or something, but based on his,
He's got 160. He's got 237 at bat, so it's not as much as like a Chrome, but that's a.
you know, yeah, a lot of Rays are having good years. We'll have to
Yeah.
look at are they when we get done with the voting, we'll check on where they are in the standings.
All right, second base. Altuve is having a big year. Look at Arraez. Look at Arraez. Oh my gosh, 401. He's hitting 401.
347 at bats. He gets the vote. I don't care what anybody else is doing. Someone's hitting 402.
165 weighted runs created too. Spectacular. By the way, I did not even know what weighted runs created were before I did the All Star voting in the Big Rich Machine a couple days ago.
Rafael Devers having a big year.
Oh boy, he sure is. 341, 15 homers, 149. Josh Donaldson having a nice year.
How about Jose Ramirez?
Oh, Jose Ramirez, 279, 23 home runs. Rendon, 289, 15 home runs. These are really close here.
Yeah, well, one used to be a national, and we know the Indians fans stuff the ballot boxes, so we'll go with Ramirez.
Ramirez it is. At shortstop, let's see if there's any. Oh my goodness, Francisco Lindor hitting 356 with 30 home runs.
Okay, well.
And by the way, Andrelton Simmons had an
Yeah.
amazing year. 314 homers. Doesn't even get a sniff.
I was going to say it's going to be Simmons before we even started scrolling. If you had told me before we started doing this at the All-Star break, Andrelton Simmons Francisco Lindor was going to have 16 more home runs than Pete Alonso.
Unbelievable.
Wow. All right. I guess he's getting the vote.
Jeez. Oh my God. All right. Left field. Any obvious choices here? Austin Meadows. And it looks like this is Stanton or Meadows. Meadows hitting 317 with 16 homers. Stanton hitting 260, but he's got 36 home runs.
Oh, God. Yeah, I guess we'll give it to him. Should stick the long ball.
Oh my God. 36 home runs. This is insanity.
I'm going to walk him every time in the next two games.
No kidding.
Well, just scroll down to Trout.
Right, where's Trout? Oh, only 304, 24 homers, 180 weighted runs created.
Is anybody in the ballpark? Not really.
No, not really. The closest would potentially be either Springer or Buxton.
Yeah, no, it's not really a competition.
All right, right field.
What could this be, Joey?
Gallo having a nice year. Grichuk having a big year.
Aaron Judge having a solid year. This one's a little more challenging.
Yeah, 343 and 20 homers is pretty hard to vote against.
Wow, Randall Grichuk. He's going to finish the season with 22 homers, but
33 home runs for Joey Galloway.
But 212.
212.
About 391 on base. You know, he is a strikeout. He is the three true outcomes guy. Strikeout,
Right.
walk.
I'm going Grichuk.
I think Grichuk is that's a pretty solid all around year so far. 6.08, yeah, slugging.
All right, at the DH, Encarnacion's got 35 runs.
What's going on in the American League?
I don't know. It's got to be Encarnacion, right? 35 home runs, 142 weighted runs created.
Yep. Boy,
All
that's
right.
going to be a powerful lineup they're going to put on the field.
All right, let's look at the National League.
All right, I'll try to be as unbiased as possible.
No, let's be totally biased. Let's
All right,
let's
totally
pick,
biased.
let's
Well,
go.
has been good enough for sure. Syndergaard has been pretty good for us.
Yep.
Right.
Stroman's 7-3. I don't mind stuffing the ballots with 3 Mets.
Yeah, let me just make sure there's not somebody. Well, who's that? Zach Wheeler, 10-4 with a 1.71 ERA. We're going to give it to Zach.
All right, I'm cool with that.
Our old bud.
Here's the question: do we make the relief pitcher? Do we just put Lugo in?
Yeah. Like I mean, other than 2 blips, he's been incredible.
All right, so it's Lugo, and the question then is it like Familia, Diaz? Do we ballot stuff or do we find the other?
No, I'm okay with trying to find some legitimate people here. If anybody's worthy of it, let's see.
I don't see any standouts.
Yohan Lopez has a 0.95 whip, it looks like. 1.14 ERA. That's not bad.
Who was it?
Yohan Lopez. He's on the right-hand side. Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Not a lot of great. Tyler Rogers, far left bottom. That's a good year right there.
All right, let's go Tyler Rogers.
Only 17 innings, though.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so I take that back. Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, I feel comfortable giving Diaz a vote then.
All right.
And then,
We'll get another relief pitcher.
yeah, we'll give it to Yohan Lopez. He's having a nice year.
All right.
Down a little bit from where you were. There you
Yep,
go.
got it. Okay.
All right.
All right. So catcher.
Buffalo.
Buffalo is at 291, 6 homers, 106 weighted runs created, and a solid 1.6 WAR. Now Carson Kelly's got a much better WAR. Contreras has a better WAR. Barnhart does. But those guys aren't like blowing the doors off of Ramos. I have no problem voting for my guy Wilson Ramos.
Yeah, we're voting for Ramos.
All right, first base. This will be interesting. Josh Bell, 303, 22 home runs. Freddie Freeman, 314, 13 home runs.
Rhys Hoskins, 196.
Joey Votto, 295, 13 home runs. Max Muncy, 275, 26 home runs.
Our guy Daniel Murphy hitting 357.
Who are we going with?
You know what? I don't care for Max Muncy at all. I'm going to vote for my guy Murph.
All right. That feels like a good one. This was easy. This is Robbie Cano the whole way. I'm just curious.
Right.
So Albies is hitting 316 with 14. So, but Cano's got a higher weighted runs created.
Yeah, Albie's having a nice year. He can be the backup.
Marte having a nice year, hitting 350 with 13 home runs. But I'm voting Cano. That 343 batting average, right?
He's been leading the league most of the year.
All right. At third, this will also be interesting. The Mets putting McNeil out there. 3.5 WAR. Looks like the best WAR of everybody out there.
Well, yeah, and he led the league in RBIs for much of the year, and he's in the top 5 in batting or top 10s. We're voting for McNeil for sure.
All right. At shortstop,
Not going to be Ahmed.
he's on the ballot at least.
Could be Nick Ahmed, but not Ahmed Rosario.
Look at Javi Baez, 292 and 22 home runs.
There's our buddy Danny Echeverria hitting 293, but hitting 600 against the Mets.
Tatis hitting 299 with 12 and 24 stolen bases. I think it's got to be Javi Baez, right?
Well, this is an interesting one. Like, who would the fans legitimately vote for? The Cubs fans are pretty good about the balloting, but I think the baseball fan enjoys Tatis.
Tatis, yeah.
I mean, Baez is on the cover of the video game and all that, so I mean, it's a win-win. Baez is slugging 533. Tatis is slugging
478.
Yeah, I'll give it to Baez.
All right. In left field,
Not Mr. Cespedes.
Nimmo's got a 2.3 WAR. Not bad, actually. Peralta, 2.6. And Soto, 2.6. So Soto's at 281 and 11. Oh, look at Yelich, 321 and 20.
Yeah, I think Nimmo might make it as a reserve, but we'll have to give that to Mr. Yelich if we're going to be fair.
All right. In center, no Met is nominated. You've got Bellinger hitting 305 with 20 home runs.
Yeah, I mean, we could have put Nimmo in as a center fielder, but Daza is hitting 341, but only 182 at bats. Yeah, that's a Bellinger vote there.
All right. And in right,
Conforto.
Bryce Harper hitting 266 with 20.
Conforto's WAR is up there with Harper's.
Yes, it is.
Basically, Conforto. Oh, Yastrzemski. It's a Conforto and Harper vote.
I'm going Conforto.
Acuna's hitting 338, but the power numbers are down. Mookie Betts, not quite where we thought he might be. Charlie Blackmon, getting a little older. Yeah, we'll give it to Michael.
All right. We'll submit the ballot. Good stuff.
Now, do we get to see where the current voting is at?
I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. Award voting. No. All-star ballot. National League All-Stars. I guess we don't.
Go into the league homepage and click on news. Go down to the
Right here?
news. Yeah, and see if there's anything about all-star voting.
Here we go. You know what you're doing. So on July 5th, it is now July 7th. So on July 5th, JD Realmuto was leading in the National League catching. Rizzo at first. Marte at second. McNeil at third leading. So we got one guy leading. Baez at short.
Three at
What's
second
that?
base. Robbie Cano not in the top three at second base.
No. Baez at short. Yelich in left. Bellinger in center. Harper in right. But Conforto close. And then DeGrom getting a nod at the starting pitcher. And our guy Lugo nowhere to be seen in the reliever situation.
Interesting.
Very interesting. How many times can you vote? Just one, Laughing Tiger.
And let's go back into the MLB home and look at find the stats. And then are we in the National League or is that all Major League Baseball? I mean, that's fine. Look at all of Major League Baseball if you want.
Well, whichever you prefer. Right now, I got the National League. I can put combined on.
So Murph is leading the league in hitting.
Yep.
Cano is 3, McNeil's 4, and Nimmo's 7. We like that.
I like that a lot.
Fordo's second in the league in homers.
Fourth in slugging.
You don't really have anybody sniffing RBIs. McNeil was at like 56, I think. Nimmo up there and on base. Tel Marte's got 126 hits. McNeil and Cano are in the top 7 for base hits. We don't have anybody drawing a lot of walks.
Mm-mm.
That's for sure. Extra base hits. Nobody in the top 7 in extra base hits. That's interesting. I would have thought we would. And then a lot of sabermetric stuff. And the pitching leaders. McNeil second in the league in runs, 69. Fulton Avitz with 12 Ws. Wheeler having an outstanding year. A lot of good pitching in the National League East. Top 3 in the ERA are the National League East.
Definitely. Lugo, second in the league in saves, only one behind the leader.
Syndergaard and DeGrom up there in the war. DeGrom leads in innings pitched. DeGrom's got 2 complete games. We know Noah's got one.
DeGrom leading the league in strikeouts.
Yeah, no Scherzer or Strasburg to be found in the strikeout leaders.
I think Strasburg's been hurt.
Yeah, I think you're right. And let's I thought I saw someone had like 82 RBIs over there in the American League.
Let's take a look at the American League leaders here, the batting leaders in the American League. So, Araz hitting 401, Stanton 36. Stanton has 83 RBI as well.
Trout with a 455 on base.
My goodness.
Lindor with a 7 WAR and 74 runs scored. Does Lindor have Triple Crown possibilities here? He's 3rd in the league in hitting. He's 2nd in RBIs and only 4 behind.
I mean, he's in the conversation for it happening, right?
Yeah, it's just probably not going to keep up with Stanton in the home run department.
Right. Araz is not going to hit 400. We know that.
No, like I could see him winning the batting title. I could maybe see him winning the RBI titles because Stanton, can be very streaky. So he can easily hit 180 in the second half and not drive it. But we'll have to try to take care of some of that in the next coming games.
Yeah.
So.
Well, all right, Gus. This was a lot of fun and, frankly, very, very, very good for our record. Right. So we are in first place as we wrap up the night. As 2 games ahead of the Braves, and our next stream next Friday night, we're going to play 2 games against the hated New York Yankees. What's the worst that can happen? We can be tied for first place at the end of the stream. Worst
Well,
case scenario.
let's just say I'm glad we're doing it next week and not tonight, because tonight is the anniversary of Luis Castillo not knowing how to catch a pop-up.
Oh, yeah. I only watched that game and was sick to my stomach for a couple days afterwards. I remember that.
But this was productive.
Yes, very productive.
More one run wins. We got Alonso going a little bit. At least he hit one over the fence.
Yep, he did.
And a lot of contributions from people all over the lineup. That's the nice part. When you look at the overall lineup, some pretty balanced numbers all over the place. So good stuff on a Friday night.
I love it. Thank you, as always, Gus Ramsey, for being here. It is such a pleasure. When we get together next week, it'll be July 7th. We'll play a couple against the Yankees, and then we'll do the All-Star game after that, and then we're gonna hit ourselves a pennant race, Gus. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes, indeed.
Look forward to it. Thank you very much for being here, Gus. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight. As always, we appreciate it. Whether you're watching live here on Twitch or whether you're watching the series on YouTube, I say it every time because it's true. Thank you for being the best community in video games, for all of the incredible support that you give to us at Out of the Park Developments, for Out of the Park Baseball and Franchise Hockey Manager. We would not be here without you, and I'm just so thankful that you guys continue to take the time, spend the time with us, and play our games and be part of our community. So thank you guys very much. Have a great weekend, everybody. And Gus, we'll talk to you next Friday. What do you say?
Sounds like fun is headed our way.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks.